In the quiet village of Nandipur, nestled between rolling hills and golden wheat fields, lived a 13-year-old boy named Arjun. He wasn't the strongest or the smartest, but he had something not everyone did, a dream. While other kids dreamed of escaping village life for big city lights, Arjun wanted to do the opposite, bring life back to the land. Not just any land, but a piece of land that once belonged to his grandfather. A piece that, for 6 years, had been declared dead. After a brutal storm years ago, the soil had turned dry and cracked. No crop would grow there. The villagers said it was cursed. Even Arjun's father, a proud farmer himself, had given up on it. Too much effort for nothing, he'd say. Let the weeds have it. But Arjun couldn't let go. He believed in something everyone else had forgotten. And then one day, he found something that changed everything. It was an old afternoon, and the shed behind Arjun's house smelled of rust and time. While searching for a spade, he stumbled upon a rusty tin box buried under a pile of torn rags. Inside were a few shriveled, brown seeds, barely clinging to life. And tucked beside them was a note written in his grandfather's shaky handwriting. The last seeds from the old land. If the heart is strong, the earth will answer. Arjun clutched the note like it was a treasure. To anyone else, those seeds were worthless. But to him, they were a second chance. A whisper from the past. That summer, he began working on the land. Alone, he carried buckets of water from the village well, dug with old, rusty tools, turned dry soil with his bare hands. Blisters tore his skin. His back ached, but he came back every day. The villagers laughed. His friends stopped asking him to play. Even his father told him, it's no use. But Arjun kept going. And finally, when the monsoon clouds arrived, he planted the last seed. The rains poured for days, soaking the land Arjun had worked so hard to prepare. When the skies finally cleared, he ran to the field. To his surprise, the soil had held. The tiny ridges he had built kept the rain from washing everything away. It was ready. With trembling hands, he planted the seed, just one. Then came the waiting. Days passed, then weeks. Nothing, not even a hint of green. The villagers began whispering again. Wasted his summer, they said. Poor boys chasing shadows. Even Arjun's father gently tried to pull him back to reality. Some soil can't be saved, Arjun. You have to know when to stop. Arjun didn't answer, but in his heart, he started to wonder if they were right. Until, on the 19th morning, something unbelievable happened. That morning, as the sun rose behind the hills, Arjun dragged himself to the field out of habit. He didn't expect anything, but when he reached the spot, he froze. A tiny green shoot had broken through the soil. Fragile, thin but alive. His heart thudded like a drum. It had worked. That little plant became his entire world. He protected it from goats and birds, built a fence with sticks and old cloth, even slept next to it during a storm, holding an umbrella over it like a father guarding a newborn. Slowly, the plant grew. One leaf, then another, then strong branches. By the end of the season, it bore 3 mangoes. Just 3, but they were the sweetest Arjun had ever tasted. One he offered to his grandfather's photo. One he gave to his father, who held it in silence before saying, I was wrong. And one he gave to the oldest farmer in the village, who smiled and said, maybe the land just needed someone who wouldn't give up. But Arjun wasn't done yet. A year later, the once dead land was no longer bare. With the help of curious villagers, Arjun turned it into a small community garden. He named it Nayamid, New Hope. Children planted herbs. Elders sowed vegetables. Some even brought flower seeds from nearby towns. And Arjun, he became the youngest farmer in Nandipur. But more than that, he became a symbol, not just of hard work, but of not giving up when everyone else does. When visitors from other villages came and asked how he revived land declared dead, Arjun would smile and say, I didn't do anything special. I just didn't stop believing in it. Because sometimes all it takes is one person, one act of faith, and one seed of hope to bring life back to where everyone else saw nothing.